Hi there. Welcome to Theology Thursday. How do we know about God? That's a great question. And Psalm 19 is going to answer that question. We know about God two ways. One is through what's called general revelation. The other is through what's called specific revelation. So Psalm 19, the Bible says that the heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words, whose voice is not heard. Their voice goes out through all the earth, their words to the end of the world. In them he has set a tent for the sun, which comes out like a bridegroom leaving his chamber, and like a strong man runs its course with joy. Its rising is from the end of the heavens, and its circuit to the end of them, and there is nothing hidden from its heat. So this is general revelation. In other words, we know that there is a creator because we see the creation. And here specifically reference is made to the heavens and the sky. That would be like the stars and those sort of things. And then there's something even more specific, and that is the sun that's coming out of the bride chamber, leaving its chamber and running its race. So the sun moves across from the east to the west. And so everywhere you go, we realize there's a God. Everyone on earth. That's why it says in verse 3 that there's no speech, nor are there words, whose voice is not heard. Like everybody can see the sun. Everybody can see the stars. Everybody can see that there is a creator. And, beyond that, you hear the birds singing. There's just we have this sense that there is a deity, a sense of right and wrong. I mean, all of this belongs to all of humanity. However, that's not enough. As a matter of fact, I found this cartoon about it. It's pretty good, huh? So, what's more important is God's specific revelation that He has given to us specifically about who He is, about judgment, and what righteousness looks like, and what His law is, and about worship and all of those things. And that's picked up in verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoice in the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The rules of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. So there are 7 statements about God's Word that He has given us. And it's called His law, His testimony, precepts, commandment, the fear. So we have all these statements in here describing for us the specific revelation of God about who He is. So even though general revelation is cool, specific revelation is where it's at. Because then he's going to pick up in verse 10, more to be desired are they than gold, even much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and drippings of the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is your servant warned. In keeping them, there is great reward. Like, he's not talking now about the sun, the moon, the stars, and he's talking about specifically God's word, about following it, obeying it, keeping it. That's where there's great reward. And then he's going to talk about what this word does that general revelation cannot. Who can discern his errors? Declare me innocent from hidden faults. Keep back your servants from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then I'll be blameless and innocent of great transgression. How can I know what my errors and my hidden faults? How can I know there are things that are sin that maybe I don't even feel like they're sin? Because God's word points it out. Like that's how we know. So verse 14, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. In other words, my life can line up with general revelation, like I know there's a creator, so I want to pay this creator some homage, recognize that creation was made, and so therefore I am made by this creator. But that's about as far as we can go. I really can't line a lot of my life up. But man, when I have God's word that says, do this and don't do that, and here's the best way to do it, and if you're going to pray, here's how you do it. If you're going to get married, here's how you do it. If you're going to raise children, here's how you do it. If you're going to discipline, here's how you do it. If you're going to deal with your neighbors, here's how you do it. You need to love your neighbor as yourself. Matter of fact, you need to love your enemies. You need to do good to those that despitefully use you. I mean, how are we going to know all that? There's only one way that we can know all that, and that is God's Word. And so it points out things that we would not even have been aware of as sinful if we didn't have God's specific revelation, and we wouldn't know how really to order and line up our lives. So yes, everyone should be able to notice that there is a Creator. It's just hard to miss. It's hard to have a creation without a Creator. But it's good that it doesn't end there, that we didn't have a deity that created everything and then just step back and that's the end of it. But we also have one who is involved with us and has given us His Word, His specific revelation. And it is true that this makes one wise. This converts the soul. These endure forever. These enlighten the eyes. I mean, all these statements in here. It is just really good for us that God has given His Word. So yes, when you're out in nature, enjoy the beauty of God's creation. Look at this wonderful world that God has made for us. The vastness of our universe to remind us of the bigness and the grandeur and the glory of God. To hear the waves of the ocean crashing, to see the glorious mountains and the rivers and the springs, and at the springtime of year to see the flowers come out and to see the snow-capped mountains. I mean, God has made a very beautiful world for us, and it screams that there is a Creator. But as great as all that is, remember, most importantly of all, is the law of the Lord. It is perfect. Converts the soul, that we have God's Word, His specific revelation for us in life. And so enjoy His general revelation, but learn and live His specific revelation. God bless you, and I hope you have a great day and a great week.